inside, finding, winding down you every day. She bad cause I told her anything to take her home. Perfect skin, she got me zoned. I was spending all on the phone. She bad, yeah, she bad. She bad, down piece and that's dead. She bad cause I told her anything to take her home. Perfect skin, she got me zoned. I was spending all on the phone. She bad, yeah, she bad. She bad, flawless, I need that. Still on my Jackson, stomach got these butterflies. Immature with every move, you know I will never lie. Cupid game at 112, piss me like a porcupine. Trade songs at every move, them niggas gon' know my name tonight. That won't mean them lays long, waiting on this for so long. Coach purse, toes dead, turn around baby, let me see the thong. Heels high, flips the head, baby I'm ready to get it on. Tongue ring, she tatted up, this high, baby it got me gone. On the scale from 1 to 10, she 22 by 4. Tyrese, that sweet lady, giving her my elder bars, my body all over her body. LSG, her platinum card, independent, that's me, hoping that we never part. She cook good, she drama free, ain't no fussing back. Off work, got a hot plate, cold beer, cause I needs that. Sweatpants, ponytail, out the shower, that thing fat. Smoke a port, cut the lights, it's time for that old nightcap. She bad cause I, yeah, she bad. She bad, flawless, I need that.
The illest summer, standing on the corner. I swore I didn't want you, cause everybody was on you. Yeah. No lie. The illest.
When DC Radio brings to you the app. Yes, the app is now available on your Google Play and your App Store, on your iPhone or your Android, any of your pads that you might be using. Be it if it's an iPad, iPad mini, or if you have a Samsung Note, doesn't matter what you have, any mobile device, you can get the app so you can listen where you're at to Win DC Radio.
What's up, y'all? You're now tuned into the Pandora Word Box Show. Hello. PP 2.0, the new premiere of the show. We have some new hosts here, so everybody, I need y'all to introduce yourself, tell a little bit about yourself and what you're going to be doing. Mike?
Oh, I should start?
Yes, you.
Oh, hello, everyone. In case you do not remember me, this is the old princess. I am a new creation now. So, this is Phoenix, and I am back with the lovely Pandora.
Yes.
On a Pandora Word Box Show. And my segment is going to be called Just Ice. It's basically the cold truth about life. A lot of my topics are spiritual, guided, based, faith-based, and just things that I've gone through in life that I think could help, especially our Black community.
Amen.
So, you know, the truth hurts. People don't like to hear the truth, but
that's okay.
You know me, I can't sugarcoat it no longer.
Hey.
Hello, everybody. This is Miss Candy. Glad to be back on the air with Miss Pandora, Miss Phoenix now. And I'm the official Pandora Word Box love guru and advisor. Here to talk to you about love and relationships, dating, sex, everything above. Now, what I say, everybody won't agree with, but I'm just basing it off my personal opinions. So, don't catch feelings. Because, I mean, it's just from my own personal experiences, so, okay, that's it.
Yes, I'm your girl, Marilyn Monroe, and my topics would be what's trending now, pretty much what's popping, what's going on in the news, just any type of interesting topic that I find off the chain because I like crazy things. Okay? Good to be back.
That's what's up. All right, and y'all know me. Pandora will bring in the indie artists, all the while hot topics, local events, and much, much more. So, with that being said, we're going to start off a little early in the Indie Artist Corner. I have my boy Ja-mel, Mr.City in here.
Welcome.
Turn his wings.
What's going on? What's going on? Hey, thanks for having me. Appreciate y'all having, out so early and stuff. So it's
He
good.
say so early, you trying to express like early in the morning.
It's not early in the morning.
Did you
know.
party last night?
Nah, actually I didn't. I've been pretty chill. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you can make it.
Nah, it's been like I don't know, like how many months we've been trying to
Yes.
link up. So
Yes.
yeah, we finally, everything lined up right. So I'm appreciative of the time and everything. So. Yeah.
Okay, and of course, y'all, we have Miss Wiley in here, which is Ja-mel's mom. Thank
Y'all
you.
behave yourself.
Because she does look good.
Thank you for having me to come, and great day. I'm sitting in here with a bunch of fire, super black women and one fired up black man, Mr.City.
Them queens and kings, right?
Thank you so much. Look forward to mingling and mixing with all of you and sharing my knowledge.
Great to have you.
Okay. All right, so Ja-mel, tell us a little bit about yourself and Subliminal Thought.
I mean, basically, we're a group from out of Washington, D.C. area, male and female, Kenworth Katrina, and myself, Ja-mel, Mr.City. We've been doing this for a very long time, been to Apollo Theater, been South by Southwest, Howard Theater, Fillmore, all up and down U Street at different events and showcases and stuff. Performing all over the city, and resurrecting queens, and producing that, and recording and writing, and the whole nine, the whole gamut. So
Yeah, so, because when I listen to your music, it's a different quality. Sorry, y'all, I gotta tell the truth. But your quality is like A+. Like, should
Appreciate that.
have
Thank
been
you.
on the radio, should be on the radio
Thank you.
type.
Appreciate it.
How do you perfect that quality?
I guess, I guess because I've been listening to music like all my life, and my mom can attest to that. I basically grew up on, Marvin Gaye and who else?
70s and the 80s.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
that's
know
the
what I'm
best-
saying?
that was the best
Because
music.
she had me in
That was the
college,
best
so.
music.
Okay.
I came right through the gate with the good music and the good times. And the
Right,
good vibes and
right.
you know what I'm saying? And I've just been exposed to different genres, and I love all types of music. I don't like to be boxed in when it comes musically. So my ear has always been, whatever I like, I listen to it. So, I guess it just kind of pushed over into the music that, Kenworth and I do. It's been a long road.
Yeah, because she shocked me. Hey, y'all, Kenilworth can sing. I didn't know she
Yeah,
could sing. I was
yeah,
like, that's Kenilworth, that's
yeah.
Katrina. All that.
She has a very strong,
Yes,
soulful voice.
yes.
That since I've known her, that's always been like when we used to do early shows. That's how we would hook everybody in. And she would start off singing, kind of throw them off, and then we'd come in.
Little
with the
lady with a
hip-hop.
big voice.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That's
Shout
my,
out to you, Katrina.
Yeah, that's my little fire kick right there.
Yes. I actually heard something yesterday that her and Young Bout that did. So
Yeah.
he let me hear it on the phone, but he
Yeah.
released it yet. So
She's definitely the artist, very talented, very blessed with it. Very genuine person, and it comes out in her music. So, whenever she's doing something, it's with passions, with drive. So that's why it appeals to so many people, So yeah, it's always been fun.
So what age were you when you started writing?
I mean, I would have to say probably like junior high school.
Okay.
Just the natural evolution from dancing and mimicking R&B singers or rappers or whoever.
Getting your mother record changing the lyrics from the back of the...
Nah, she ain't. But to be honest, she never really said what I couldn't do musically. She always supported me, no matter what it was, but always was in the back of me, make sure you get your education, make sure you go to school, make sure you're doing good in school, so so I guess like junior high is when I started writing, but high school was probably when I started taking it really serious with groups and learning about copyrights and the whole gamut.
Okay. So did you start off in a group or you started off solo?
Of course, everybody starts off solo, writing to yourself and performing in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? So, then you just kind of evolve from there, to singing groups, and from singing groups, start doing rapping, and then it just evolved from there.
Do you remember your first public performance?
Mom's
like, I do.
I'm sure she do. Yeah, I mean, not really. I remember in high school we had a whole bunch of
talent shows.
Yeah, you couldn't keep us off that stage.
It used to be fun back in the day.
Oh yeah, and then I was blessed with a high school that would go to other schools, so we had a chance to perform at other schools. So it's like that was like my first tour. You know what I'm saying?
School tour, right?
Yeah. But it was always fun. Real.
Okay, so Mom, swing that over there. So Mom, how did you feel when he first started making all that noise in the house? Because in the beginning, it's noise.
Well, actually, he was the only child for a very long time. And like he said, I had him in college. Okay. So he was around all the sororities and the fraternities because his father was in a fraternity and I was in a sorority. Okay. And so he always got to see performance. And even when he was a little guy, he started off with Michael Jackson.
Of course.
Beat it! Right. And he always was like a little shy. So when he would just jump out and start performing, we would be all like, wow, look at you. And so my girlfriends and sorority sisters would always encourage him. Like for Christmas, he had a drum set. Can you imagine? I'm trying to finish college and he's beating the drums to death. And so, and then we lived in Atlantic City for a little bit, and he would be on the boardwalk, and they would be had the cardboard down, and they would be doing the break dance and all. Yeah, so he's been doing it for quite a long time. It really was.
So
his passion.
entertainment is just you. It's just you.
Yeah, it is. In my introvert ways, yeah, it is.
Okay. So when did you and Katrina hook up?
After I returned from the military, I was working at Department of Transportation, and I would just, have jokes and be playing around with Trina all the time, whenever, because she worked also in the building. And one day I let her hear one of my raps, and she's like, "Oh, you rap?" And she said, "Yeah, I rap too." So we linked up, and we kind of hung out for a couple times, and then we did a song together called Prophecy. And then because she was doing an album at that time, that was actually the first time I heard her sing, because she had another song where she was singing called Spiritual Warfare. And when she would let people hear the CD, they would automatically, man, that song y'all did together was tight. So we was like, okay, we'll do another song. So we did another song. We just kept, and we just eventually just grew from there to where it was just like, we would do shows together, and we would just basically shut down shows, and people would like, asking us, for CDs, or, when y'all coming out, and when y'all gonna do this, that, and the other. So yeah, so we've grown to, we've always been yin and yang.
Right.
Trina's the, hey, I'm bubbly and all in your face, and I'm just more laid back and way in the room and talking to people, kind of, okay, yeah, all right, so. So it's always worked for us.
So this new one, it seems like you're going more into your lover boy stage.
I think.
Look, it's on my bedroom playlist. It's on. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Mom. Look, your son's on my bedroom playlist. It's on my bedroom playlist.
I don't know what y'all talking about. I sit in the room all day and read the Bible.
You did it.
Yeah, I really like the coffee one.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, like I said, this goes back to my roots of listening to Marvin Gaye and listening to, this R&B, Boys and Men, Jodeci. So that I've always had an ear for that type of sound, that 90s type, vibe and sound. So, of course, for songs like Coffee and Baby It's You, which is coming up, which is like the next song from me and Ro B. Shout out to Ro B.
Okay, shout out to Ro B.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I've always had, and you know, Trina will tell you, I've always had that ear for, you know, just that real smooth R&B, because, you know, I'm smooth.
You're a little smooth dude.
You know, so, I mean, it's just, it's a natural area for me. I'm real comfortable in there, but I do love doing the hip hop and, you know, and all other types of genres also.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to let them get a taste. So you want to introduce I'm Ready?
Well, yeah. This my summer banger from last year. Me and Ro B, called I'm Ready. Videos out there. Also on iTunes. So if you love it, you can Shazam it right now and pick that up on Google Play, Apple, everything. Tidal, you know what I'm saying? So here it is.
I just wanna know if you feel me. I just wanna know if you're ready. I just wanna know if you feel me. Just tell me now if you're ready. Don't you know that I'm ready? I'm ready. Don't you know that I'm ready? When you ready?
Hold up. I don't wanna rush, I'm more than enough, Time that I spend here, especially believe me, they want it when I give it up. Only thing matter is us, and all I'm asking is trust. I'm taking this out of here, so I'ma lay back, I stop when you starting to flush. My bed, I ain't talking about sleep, I ain't talking about an hour. Yeah, I'm talking all week, talking about rum and your curves and your corners, talking about lips and your lips if you want it. Talking about this is your moment, trust me, you want it. Show that we out of here, if you want it. I want you to feel me, no pressure. The way that you hitting don't make it no better. Hold up, I'm losing my mind. Just hope you don't mind. I'm ready to take you to places, believe me. Just promise to give me the time. This ain't no bait on no line. Saying what's all on my mind. So tell me you ready, cause baby, if you ready, you leap, get ready to fly.
I just wanna know if you feel me. I just wanna know if you're ready. I just wanna know if you feel me. Just tell me now if you're ready. Don't you know that I'm ready? I'm ready. Don't you know that I'm ready? When you ready, I just wanna know if you feel me. I just wanna know if you're ready. I just wanna know if you feel me. Just tell me now if you're ready.
'Cause I know.
Don't you know that I'm ready? I'm ready. I've been working all day and I'm trying to come over. Call me FedEx, cause I'm trying to take a load off. Not over your ex, but I'm trying to take your clothes off. If you don't make a challenge, then well, baby, then I'm so gone. I didn't know that you was that strong. I know you're ready, but just hold on. Baby, take it easy. I know you wanna please me. I wanted to believe it. I just wanna know if you feel me. I just wanna know if you're ready. I just wanna know if you feel me. Just tell me now if you're ready. All you gotta do is say I'm ready. I'm ready. All you gotta do is say I'm ready. Say I just wanna know if you feel me. I just wanna know if you're ready. I just wanna know if you feel me. Just tell me now if you're ready. All you gotta do is say yes. I'm ready. All you gotta do is say yes. Say yes.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
gonna
Thank
go
you,
in the
man.
bedroom.
Appreciate
That's
it.
like
That's
Pandora
on my
said.
playlist.
Yeah.
That's on my playlist.
There we go.
Hey, boo, you heard that one, didn't you? That's on my playlist. He in here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Look, he probably like, thank you, brother.
We actually got, like I was saying earlier, we actually got another song that's in the final stage. I just gotta get the business right on it, but it's up there with I'm ready. I'm trying to debate whether or not we want to do a visual to it and all the whole nine, but yeah.
Okay, so I seen the video. What was the plot for the video? Okay, she was a model, right?
Yes, a superstar model, and it was supposed to play out like I guess her photographer or somebody wasn't showing up, so she was kind of mad that that he was wasting her time. So in comes Lancelot to come scoop her up and then take her out for just a fun time, a fun date, just kind of hanging out. So that was just basically the premise of the whole video, just having a good time, chill time.
I'm like, he just snatched her off the zone and she just like get the car.
Yeah. So that was, truth be told, behind it was supposed to be more to it, but because of the time, things work out. So we just made it work with what we had. But I still love the video.
I do.
That one and maybe Unconditional is probably like the two, like the longest. Like they had a storyline to it, and about relationship and growing in a relationship. Yeah, that's the other. So. Yeah, I like to keep people intrigued in my videos. I don't want to do the
right. That is so irritating. Okay,
do you
talk
film
about
in DC?
Yes.
Okay.
Everything we've done so far has been in the city. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's another thing I want to show people different areas of the city of which we're at instead of just posted up inside the hallway and the.
A lot of artists they get their videos and they don't do nothing in DC. You don't see.
Or they do the same location.
Yeah.
Over and over. Yeah. Well, I mean, it comes up to the artistic vision of the person and what they want to do. Sometimes you can shoot with a videographer and they'll know, oh yeah, let's do this, and they'll come with ideas, and you get some that just be like, okay,
what you want to do?
Yeah, what you want to do.
Shout out to Hood Roach. Thanks for the ideas. He come with them.
Yeah, but I mean, Hood Roach is dope. Of course, my shooter, Abstract Media, is always on point. He does transitions. He does. He's been doing a lot of stuff for Netflix and line. So I mean, that's my dude.
Shout out.
Yeah, Abstract.
That's what's up, Abstract. All right, so I remember, I want to say not last year before last. Rest in peace, but Big Lil.
Yeah, that's the homie, Big homie, Big Lil.
And he told me y'all did a show at Six Flags.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we was part of the Taste the PG.
It's like Subliminal Thought. I'm like, who's Subliminal Thought? He's like, get it with Katrina and them. I'm like, no, that's Resurrection. And he like, no. So
yeah, that's my big homie, Big Lil. Rest in peace. We did a, he's a pioneer for this city, a legend for this city. He was like one of the first people to get signed out of the city, along with Black Indian and Nonchalant and the whole crew. So so I mean, to have somebody like that to kind of look over our shoulders and be an honest fan for us meant a lot. You know what I'm saying? So whenever like Hammer, salute to Hammer. His homie that he's always
Hammer.
You see Lil, you always see
Hammer,
you know what I'm saying? So they've always been real supportive of Kenilworth and myself, and Black Woodson and the whole team. So yeah, it's just always a good vibe. And unfortunately, his life was taken, from by violence. But his memory lives on through the songs we did, through our videos, or through whenever we get a chance to. Shout him out or show love towards Lil. Trina and I always make sure we do that.
Yeah. So, what's the? I ain't got it in front of me. The one you sent me with the rose on the cover.
Oh, that's that's our little. That's a little something me and Trina threw together just for everybody. What's it called?
See, we both bad.
Yeah. But from Subliminal Thought, because we hadn't did anything the entire year, so we wanted to end it in last year with something new, just from us, falling in love, which is basically it's a double play on the word falling in love. Like we fall in love with a person, but we're saying we falling back in love with doing music. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we wanted people to do, is to hear the song. And that's why if you listen to my verse, I'm saying stuff. I'm talking about different types of music, but I'm using it as a way to compare it to being in love with a person. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a little something we wanted to let y'all know that, hey, we still, rock with each other. We still working, and we still got more in store for y'all. So that's why we dropped King by Blood at the start of the year, to let you know, yeah, we still can do this hip hop. You know what I'm saying? We got more coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Actually got a new song. I'm gonna start promo next week called The Revival. It's just about,
I need that before next week, though. Hashtag so exclusive. You know that.
I know. I got you. I got to send you. I'm just going to send you like a huge email, like 8 emails.
Yes. Premiered first on the Pandora Word Box show.
From
the
Go
only
to,
one that got it.
To The Revival, to Baby It's You, to all. Yeah.
Yes.
We got a nice little package of stuff coming.
Okay. That's what's up. So, I'm going to talk to Mom some now. Okay, so Ms. Wiley, tell us a little bit about what you have going on.
Well, I'm in the process of, I just launched my organization called It Takes a Community in You. And it is on health and wellness for our community, and for any community, actually. What I do is I go out into the community for my regular job, and I do health fairs, and I talk about health. And I say, like, if it's someone who don't have health insurance, I can link them to care. I also have this part-time that I do, which is HIV education and testing. So, with my program, we will be touching all of that within the communities.
Okay, so you want to ask her something since you? You might have some questions.
Yes, ma'am, Ms. Phoenix.
Well, like I was saying earlier, I'm launching the Urban Leaders of Christ Fellowship, and under that fellowship we'll have other ministries. One thing I'm big on is depression and suicide.
And that is really big in our community. Depression is, mental health is the hidden closet conversation that no one wants to talk about. This has been going on for years in our community. One thing about our community and a lot of communities, you think that stigma is big with HIV, stigma is big with mental health. And mental health comes from a lot of different things, and it's a lot of different levels. But you, first of all, have to be willing to accept that someone in your family does have mental health. Right. And it could be a chemical imbalance that they were born with. It doesn't necessarily mean something bad. It's something that can be controlled. Right. But first of all, you got to recognize. And even with small children, I mean, it could come from something that happened during the mother's pregnancy. Because as you know, in our communities, we have a lot, well, actually, it seemed like every category where there's health, they have Black Americans at the top. And that's one of the things that It Takes a Community and You want to change. Because change starts with one person. It took one person to take prayer out of school, so it's going to take one person to make a change in our communities. And that's what It Takes a Community is all about. And you know, there's ways that we as individuals have to start recognizing the needs in our community. In every community, there are gatekeepers. So one of the things that It Takes a Community want to do is start reaching out to these gatekeepers, training the gatekeepers to recognize the issues that is going on, even with the mental health, and start helping us come together, because you got to be able to talk to the family where you're not condemning someone or making them feel uncomfortable, but being able to steer them in the right direction.
Right. I actually, I'll tell my story. I suffered from depression, and due to medication mismanagement, which is another issue, I had a suicidal act, and I was criminalized for it because the system doesn't know about mental health.
Right.
A lot of jails are housing people who aren't criminals.
Right.
They're just ill. They're broken. and they're putting them away, feeding them all these antidepressants, and just saying, okay, in 18 months you can get out and just make sure you see a psychiatrist. And it's not that way. You know,
There's
you have
no
to get to the
follow-up.
root of the problem.
Right.
You know, so I mean, that's one thing I'm really, really big on. And like you said, in black families, I think we tend to try to brush it under the rug. Mm-hmm. You know, in my personal situation, family members should have had counseling. Mm-hmm. And then the kids were affected.
Right.
And then grandkids were affected.
Right.
It's like a pattern.
Yeah, it trickles on down. It's almost like the domino effect. Mm-hmm. One thing affects the other. When you push that first domino, it goes all the way around. Mm-hmm. But when does it stop?
Right.
You know, I tell people all the time that when you look at me, you know, I'm upbeat, bubbly, always trying to reach one, teach one. But I lost both of my parents when I was 4 years old. Okay. And I lived in the South in the winter with my grandmother, and every summer I would go to New York with my aunt, where I was born. Okay. So I was blessed to have diversity at an early age. My aunt was a maid who worked for the super rich. And my grandmother never left the front porch. She was born in 1895. So that tells you her mindset.
Right.
But when I was about 6 years old, someone broke into my great-grandmother's house and murdered her. So I faced a lot of different challenges in life, but I was always the kind of kid who kind of bounced back and wanted to do different things. Why God made me like that, I have no idea. But I did go to a Catholic boarding school in Lafayette, Louisiana. Took the Trailway bus by myself, going to the 6th grade. Went to school with Fats Domino kids and Leila Ali's mother, who married Muhammad Ali. Yes. And at the end of 10th grade, I got kicked out because me and these girls decided peer pressure was back even in my time. And I got kicked out because we snuck off campus and went to a party, and I was attacked. And got beat up really bad because this man tried to rape me. Now, I could have held on to that, and it could have destroyed my life forever.
Right.
But God gave me the ability to overcome those challenges. Now, it was a time in my life where I did try to take my life, but it was because I felt like I had let my aunt down, who was my legal guardian. Now my grandmother was in her 90s, and my life had changed a lot. And I did try the suicide pact. And I'll never forget, they took me to, when I was in the hospital, and then you was there for a week, and I was living in Torrington, Connecticut at the time. And the doctor came, he said, "Why did you want to kill yourself?" Right. And I could not articulate why I wanted to kill myself, but I'm going to tell you what I told him. I said, well, I realized that if I ran away from home, I had to become a prostitute or a whore. And I didn't want to become either one of those. He said, well, you know, you're almost 18, and you're getting ready to graduate from high school. And you don't ever have to come back to your family again. One thing about family comes with, is like a tree. And the root of the tree goes everywhere. And sometimes it goes to the water, which take it further, and sometimes it comes to a point where it's just stopped right there. And there's no growth, there's no water, there's no anything. But there's always a way out. Right. And God always sends somebody to come along to kind of encourage you. Right. And what had happened was, after I graduated from high school, I actually got a job working in a factory in Torrington, Connecticut. And I'll never forget, I came home, I just made union, and my aunt said, well, what do you do at this job? And I was so proud of myself because I made golf shafts. And I just thought I would be there for the rest of my life, and she just said, quit the job. Right. But she never said, quit the job and do what? Right. And so what ended up happening, I quit the job, and I went to Waterbury, Connecticut, looking for a job, where I met an angel. And the guy said to me, you don't need a job, you need to go to school. And it was a reverend from Wilberforce, Ohio, recruiting black students throughout the whole state of Connecticut. And I ended up going to Wilberforce in January '73. 2 weeks after I was there, my aunt died. I hit rock bottom. But God placed me there till I was ready to move to the next level. And it took me 7 years to graduate from that school. And right when the university had changed and they were getting ready to put me out, the dean of students said, you know, I've seen something in you and you have really changed. And she was one of the meanest women in the world. But she gave me that second chance. I changed my major from biology and became rehabilitation counseling, and here I am today. With saying that, that was during a time where you reach one, you teach one, you help one. And we have really gotten away from that. And so what I'm hoping and praying is that it takes a community, brings us back to something in our communities where people will understand that they are important. Right. You can, you know, even if you live in the worst of conditions, you are somebody special. And that I want to come back. It's a lot of people helped me to become the person that I am today. And I'll never be able to go back and thank those people. But the way that I thank them is by reaching other people. And you know, it came a time where I really felt bad that I did not send a card and a thank you to the people. And this lady called, she was dying, and she said, you know, I used to always let you girls come to my house, and you all graduated, and not one of you ever sent me a card. And I carry that with me all the time. My grandmother, like I said, never left the porch, but there was the school teacher in the community that I admired. There was the lady who worked in the kitchen that I admired. See, there's always somebody, I don't care how bad your community is, that you admire. And so we just got to make some changes. It's like looking in the mirror and you're an onion. With mental health, you got to pull back those layers. Right. And you got to come face to face with whatever took you to that point. And you got to understand that yes, you had me at this point, but I've been set free. Yeah. I wrote a poem called, I can't think of the name of the poem, but I write poems, so I guess that's why my son is so artistic too. But it talked about being taken up into a tree for 7 years and how I came falling and how the trees reached his arms out. The next time I come, I'll bring my poem and read it. But that's the way, you know, we are special people. We are blessed people. And we have a lot to offer each other. But times is moving so fast, and there's so much is being thrown at us. And so now we have to come back and make some changes.
Okay. I got any questions?
I guess that was
we need to bring her back. Bring her back.
Look, I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Great energy. I love it. Yeah, I love it.
Okay. So, Ja-mel, how was it growing up in a house with a mom like that?
You gonna ask me that? Wish she
It's the whole truth.
I'm gonna give an answer. I'm gonna blink, like you know. You got. I mean, she, like I said, she's always pushed me to do the best, whatever it was I had set my heart and mind to. So she's always, you know, wanted me to do my best as long as it wasn't hurting nobody, killing nobody, or doing anything that would damage myself. She's always pushed like. School. That was always her thing. School. That's and I can attest to this. This the only time I would ever get in trouble is because of school.
Yeah,
so
for
the longest, I've always had an with school until finally I did it for myself. I went back for myself. You know what I mean? Even when I went to college, I stayed for like 6 months, came back and joined the Army, and didn't tell them until the recruiter was knocking on the door. And she's like, did you tell your father? And I was like, nah. And she was like, call your father. So I had to call him. So he's just like, what? So it just, I mean, but I've always, because she's always had drive. So I guess that's part of me, to always have drive, always be out there, do my own thing. I'm always thinking around the corner of what I need to do, how I'm gonna get there. So, I mean, yeah. With any parent, it's always, I want to do my own thing. I want to do my own thing. But she, you know, she still let me do my own thing. But at the same time, was like, look, you ain't gonna be out here just running and hanging in the streets. You gonna do something. You gonna go to school. You gonna work for somebody, or you gonna go in the military. So, you know.
So you did both. You went to school and the military.
Yes. Yes, I did. I did the military for about 5 years, 82nd Airborne Division at Fort Bragg, and once I got out of there, started working with the government, and then I was trying to leave the government and end up going to school and getting 2 degrees.
Okay, so besides music, what do you do?
A little bit of everything. I own my own business, Division A2 LLC. I own my own publishing company. You know, of course, I produce. I produce, but I don't make the beats. But I can go in there and help people arrange their songs. I write, I perform. I do a lot of like writing in terms of like movie ideas and scripts and stuff like that. So I mean, it's just I've been blessed with a lot of talents. I'm you know, in terms of admin and computers and stuff like that. So I'm real well-rounded is the word I'm thinking I'm going for. I do a lot. So when people, for the longest, people would see me, they'd be like, what do you do? I'm like, I have to bring out the list.
He like Tommy, like that nigga ain't got no job.
Yeah,
man, where you going to? He ain't got no job.
Especially when Trina really started doing a lot of the stuff on her own, people just kind of looking like, okay, so I guess he just manages, but they didn't realize I do the recording, I perform, I write, I rap, I do all the admin stuff, I do, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to read up on all the business stuff and learn everything, because that's the one thing I think artists they neglect, or me and Pandora we've gone back and forth and say, yeah man, the information out here is free, everything's free. You can look, you can go on Google and look it up, or you can watch a YouTube video and learn how to do it.
I'm old school, I go to the library.
But
they don't even have the drawers no more.
But branching off with my mom, I've always had somebody that always looked out for me and said, look, I'm not going to work with you until you read this book on business of music. And I can't even remember a time where I didn't have somebody that wasn't knowledgeable in music that always pushed for, look, you can jump around the stage if you want, but you need to make sure this, and this is done. So I've always done that. Trina will tell you, if anything business, go to Ja-mel. Ja-mel knows everything. she like to say, I don't know everything, but it's so repetitious that you start to learn and pick up on stuff. And it's like, if you're sitting there watching an interview with your favorite artist and they're sitting there, they're saying publishing, why aren't you going on Google and finding out what they're talking about, what publishing is? So I went and I looked it up, and I was like, oh, well, I need to have my own publishing company. It's that much? Okay, here you go, BMI, thank you. So now I got my own publishing company. So now whenever I talk to somebody on the major level, I have my stuff together. ISRC codes, yeah, I got all them. So you just have to take it serious. A lot of people just think this is just a hobby. It's not a hobby. This is a very expensive thing that we're doing. Yeah, it's easy. Everybody and their mother can go and record and nowadays, but
if you're serious about
it's gonna cost. I spent like $15,000 at least last year, just on videos, copyrights, registrations, promo. Let me say it again, promo. You know what I'm saying? Marketing. So it's just like I had to learn all that on my own for myself, because it's going to be a point where I'm going to have people doing it for me, and I need to be able to check them and say, no, it doesn't take that to do that. You can do that by doing this. What are you doing? No, you're not going to overcharge me for that. You know what I'm saying? It was funny because I seen a dude online offering distribution for like $100. I said, $100? I said, dog, you can go right on TuneCore and do it for like 10. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, please, people, you got to go out there. You got to research. You got to learn this. It's a lot of broke artists out there that's doing it because they have to, not because they want to.
And as we say, it's a lot of artists that's being taken advantage of.
Exactly.
Because if somebody's managing you and that manager's controlling your BMI, a lot of them don't even know they get them little annual sample checks. They don't even know they're getting them. Okay, so they don't even know. If I'm putting in the information in and everything, and the checks coming to me, you wouldn't even know that you're getting payment from BMI.
Yeah,
That's what I say. Why pay a manager when you could do the same thing for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, I've always been blessed to have people around me that were good spirited, that always said, you know, pay attention. And on top of that, just me being who I am, I have to know how why am I just going to be paying somebody and not fully knowing why it works. That's why I'm not crazy about doing remixes, because it's like, yeah, I can make a dope song, but then all it takes is a phone call from their lawyer, and then I can't perform the song anymore.
Yeah, because didn't somebody just put up the thing about mixtapes? Yeah, somebody just put up the thing about mixtapes, because you get famous with that mixtape. They coming for their song and their beats.
Right? Yeah, royalties. Yeah,
royalties. Yes.
If after so many seconds, if it sound, you gotta send them a check.
Robin Thicke.
That was the big, like, not one of the biggest one. Yeah.
Wasn't it Pharrell?
It was him and Pharrell. Marvin Gaye family.
Yeah.
And you know, they sitting back, they just waiting for somebody to sample some Marvin Gaye. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, for me personally, as an artist, I try not to do too many samples in my song. I try not to do any remix. Remixes is good if you just want to showcase yourself or showcase the artist and show, hey, look, I can do this. But if it's my preference, you won't hear too many remixes from. You're going to hear Coffees, or you're going to hear Baby Issue, you're going to hear Go, you're going to hear, you're going to hear original content that, I don't have to worry about nobody banging on the door except for the producer, who I've already worked out an agreement with. You know what I mean? So,
and I think that's what a lot of artists don't do. When they do collaborations and they get all that stuff done, you need to get some type of agreement with that
split
that
sheet.
Artist.
Yes, it's called a split sheet. But that on BMI,
because a lot of them don't do it. They don't know.
They don't know until it's $1 million on the table, and now
like, I need my money.
Man, I said that one line.
That was me saying,
yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's just like I think the saying is, you gotta treat it like it's the honeymoon. Like, let's do all the paperwork while it's the honeymoon, because once it's time for the divorce, you're gonna see you're gonna see the worst in everybody.
Yes,
you know what I'm
the worst.
Like talking about people's mamas and like come on, man. Like,
Keep the mamas out.
All right, Ja-mel. So I want to thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having
tell
me.
everybody where they can find your music and.
Well, of course, like I said, I'm on everything, iTunes, Tidal, just look up Ja-mel Mr.City. I'm on Instagram, Ja-mel_is Mr.City. You can always follow the group at subliminal_thought. Follow Kenilworth Katrina, my partner. Follow Division A2, that's with an A. That's my company. So just, Google me, man. I'm everywhere. April 12th, we performing with Nonchalant, the non-profit tour. It's going to be Enoch, the Seven Prophet, Nonchalant, Subliminal Thought, and ADST, and we're going to be, it's for epilepsy. It's a benefit for epilepsy. Cool. So make sure you go out there and you buy a ticket or do a donation.
Where's it gonna be?
At the Songbird in it's in DC. Songbird. Adams Morgan. Adams Morgan. Yeah. So April 12th, y'all look out for that. You know what I'm saying? More information on my page.
Okay,
So I appreciate y'all again for having me. All the remarks on the music.
Yes.
We definitely have more coming from myself, Kenilworth Katrina.
Yeah, we got to get Katrina in here.
Yeah, you got to get the firecracker in here. Shouts out to the Resurrecting Queens who,
Yeah, we gonna need more chairs to get all them.
Oh yeah, it's like 800 of them. No.
Yeah, look,
yeah. I mean, I'm proud of everybody, and I appreciate this moment. You know what I mean? Well, thanks for having my mom out here.
Yes. And Miss Wiley also tell them about where they can find your organization.
It Takes a Community in You. It's located in Silver Spring, Maryland. So I do have a website, It Takes a Community in You. You can email me at Wiley, WYLIE.Debra, DEBRA @gmail.com for right now. More to come. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate you.
I appreciate
God bless you. Keep up the great work that you're doing within the communities.
Thank you.
All right, y'all, we're going to take a break, but I'm going to let y'all hear some coffee. And after coffee, you'll be hearing How High. It sounds like Method Man in them, but nah, that's Ja-mel in them. So here's coffee.
Bring me that coffee. Ain't talking about the drink, shorty like coffee. Shorty got the heat, yeah, smoking like coffee. Can I get a sip? Yeah, maybe take a dip. Deep in that coffee. Ain't talking about the drink, shorty like coffee. Shorty got the heat, yeah, smoking like coffee. Can I get a sip? Yeah, maybe take a dip. Ooh, bring me that coffee. Ain't talking about the drink, shorty like coffee. Shorty got the heat, yeah, smoking like coffee. Can I get a sip? Yeah, maybe take a dip. Swollen, overflowing. Shorty gave a bit, yeah, early in the morning. A nip on the brim, yeah, maybe just a sip, yeah. Up for a trip, yeah, drinking that cold. Say what you wanna, sleep on the wanna. Got my mocha in the morning, now he floating like the ocean. Won't want another potion cause it's potent. Got it, hoping for a holder or it's over. Live off the contact, she can see where I'm at. Hold up where the blinds at, hold up, she don't mind that. Let me triple time that, can it get a little extra, let's rewind that. Take it back to the table or the corner. Snatch your top off, cause you know I really want you. But I know to take my time or she'll scold you. Mocha mama brewed how I like, all love. Bring me that coffee, ain't talking about the drink, shorty like coffee. Shorty got the heat, yeah, smoking like coffee. Can I get a sip? Yeah, baby, take a dip. Ooh, deep in that coffee. Ain't talking about the drink, shorty like coffee. Shorty got the heat, yeah, smoking like coffee. Can I get a sip? Yeah, maybe take a dip. Caramel the favorite. Shorty too hot, drop it to the pavement. Come a little spicy, attitude icy. But not that there's a problem with the mellow, that's wifey. When I'm drinking her coffee, hit every little problem in the world off. Girl, I'm trying to tell you that I'm loving your coffee. Not to be so rude or even just false. But you know I need a taste, drink it down to the waist, give your body a little shake, not a drive, go to waste, even dip into your cake. Let me take another break while I dip in like coffee. She like green, white, chalk, cold weather. Hey, you thinking she be bougie cause she make you treat her better. It take a bit of more to binging just to get her. When you get her better, keep her in her cut. It's all love. Bring me that coffee. Ain't talking about the drink, shorty like coffee. Shorty got the heat, yeah, smoking like coffee. Can I get a sip? Yeah, maybe take a dip. Ooh, deep in that coffee. Ain't talking about the drink, shorty like coffee. Shorty got the heat, yeah, smoking like coffee. Can I get a sip? Yeah, maybe take a dip. Ooh, bring me that coffee. Ain't talking about the drink, shorty like coffee. Shorty got the heat, yeah, smoking like coffee. Can I get a sip? Yeah, maybe take a dip. Ooh, bring me that coffee. Ain't talking about the drink, shorty like coffee. Shorty got the heat, yeah, smoking like coffee. Can I get a sip? Yeah, maybe take a dip. Ooh, deep in that coffee. Ain't talking about the drink, shorty like coffee. Shorty got the heat, yeah, smoking like coffee. Can I get a sip? Yeah, maybe take a dip. Ooh, bring me that coffee. Ain't talking about the drink, shorty like coffee. Shorty got the heat, yeah, smoking like coffee. Can I get a sip? Yeah, maybe take a dip.
So get your hands high, really, really high, yes. Really, really high, really, really high, yes. How high? Really, really, really high, yes. Yeah, there's nothing more. So put your hands high, really, really high, yes. Really, really high, really, really high, yes. Really, really high, really, really high, yes. Let's go. There's nothing more I can do. Yeah. Alright, flyer than an eagle. Fly than them rims when they spinning on the regal. This is fire for the people, though we going through the wire. Biggest fire through the evil. The mind I'm trying to beat you, chew you up and eat you. I image picture perfect, he ain't even need an easel. Chicken soup for your soul. These thoughts are trying to feed you. I do this for my sequels. Life is for the taking, ain't no living through the peephole. Beast mode, I want my cake and eat it too. Anybody got a problem, tell them they should bring two. Bring four, bring more, bring war. Cause ain't no telling what the storm I will bring forth. Beef, that's the main course, tell them we will bring forth. Work hard, dream soar, higher than the G4. Passion over pleasure, what's the living that we fiend for? Please, Lord, please let the heavens fall till they feel this roar. So get your hands high, really, really high, yes. Really, really high, really, really high, yes. How high? Really, really, really high, yes. Yeah, there's nothing more. So get your hands high, really, really high, yes. Really, really high, really, really high, yes. Really, really high, really, really high, yes. Let's go. There's nothing
take it from here, cause I do it like I'm 8 on the 9 lives, or maybe it's the 8 on the .5. With Ja-mel coming out, it's a hit or you go high. No matter what you get or you go by, sober OD cold God, Ja-mel be the truth like no lie. Or maybe I trust it to the next one. Who can even test them? Matter of fact, left them. Wonder if this summer if they gain it all back. Coming through all black with the blue, turn back with a cup, all yeah, with a chick, all that, with them hips, hold that, you know that. Your boy been a bastard, not much for him to go back. Guess I need to roll that, calm down, hold it down. Word need to go around, messing with the right one. Probably gonna catch one, all in your chest. Put my lyrical red drum high, and I'm done.
So get your hands high, really, really high, yes. Really, really high, really, really high, yes. How high, really, really, really high, yes. Yeah, there's nothing more. So get your hands high, really, really high, yes. Really, really high, really, really high, yes. Really, really high, really, really high, yes. Let's go. There's nothing more I can do.
Yeah, I'm on my way up, I can't fail. My pedal to the metal, I exhale. I do it like I'm waiting to exhale. The kid been moving up. Yeah, I'm on my Jefferson. Weezy. I promise I'm not no one-hit wonder. Stevie, top floor, homie, I soar high as the kites do. Bring war straight to your door, that's what I might do. Dope beats, melody, chords, that's all I write to. Real street hood to the core, been all my life. DC rising up, ain't no way they stopping us. Even if you had a walkie-talkie, couldn't copy us. No, I'm not cocky, just a little off my Kanye. I snatch the mic and say whatever I feel I want. Say you should've picked Beyonce, her video the bomb, man. That's how I'ma do it when I get my first award. Make sure everybody know how far my elevator soared.
So get your hands high, really, really high, yes. Really, really high, really, really high, yes. How high, really, really, really high, yes. Yeah, there's nothing more. So get your hands high, really, really high, yes. Really, really high, really, really high, yes. Really, really high, really, really high, yes. Let's go. There's nothing more I can do. There's nothing more I can do than just fly.
What's up, y'all? Y'all now tuned back into the Pandora Word Box Show. I'm your host, Pandora Love.
And your girl, Marilyn Monroe.
It's Miss Phoenix.
And Miss Candy.
All right, y'all, we got Miss K. Marie on the line. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. It's, and just to get it out there, it's Key.
Key.
Yeah, Key Marie.
I was looking at somebody's phone. Hey, how you doing today?
I'm blessed.
That's what's up. So, y'all got any questions for her? What do you have going on recently? I say, what do you have going on recently? You're coming to the DMV area. What do you have going on here in our area?
Tonight I will be at halftime performing on the single that I have, Came for the Money, that is out, available on all digital streaming sites. So tonight at halftime it will be me, a couple of artists, a little showcase going on, March Madness, hosted by Tony Red. So, everybody in the area come out, support, can turn up with us. Definitely gonna do it.
Oh, okay.
So you started doing music how long ago now?
I started actually writing. I've been doing it for a long time, but I actually recording music about 4 years ago.
Cool. So what type of genres do you prefer to record?
Everything. I have a reggae song out. I've done just everything. I'm mainly hardcore hip hop. My music, I be on my seconds, that's most of the time. But sometimes I switch it up. Sometimes, I'm playing with my music right now, creating a sound yet. So I haven't quite found my sound yet.
Okay. And this is Phoenix, by the way. I'm sorry, I just came on, started talking and everything.
Yeah.
But, so what is your inspiration as far as when you write? What's your motivation?
Just my emotions. I'm really emotional, so that's what makes me have such a big technical problem, which is also what makes me such a writer. So I'm good with taking just how I feel or how someone else around me feels and just putting it on paper. So I'm just good at taking my experiences and just, write them out.
Cool. Hold on, we're having a little.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, well, this is Marilyn Monroe. I wanted to know, what artists do you compare yourself to, or if any? I said, this is Marilyn Monroe. I wanted to know, what artists do you compare yourself to, or if you don't compare yourself to anyone, like who do you make sound like?
You asked me what artists do I compare myself to?
Yeah, like, sometimes artists may, sound somewhat like other artists. Do you compare yourself to any artist, or do you pay homage to any artist by chance?
Like I always say, like if Thornhill and Rooney Ma had a baby, it would be like Key Marie.
Okay,
and it's
so
such
Remy?
a weird mix because I'm not as conscious as Lauren, but I'm not quite as street kind of as Remy. So it's kind of like if you mix a little bit of the two together, it's like conscious street music.
Okay, sounds
If
good.
that makes sense.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello.
So you're from DC? No.
Excuse me?
She's from Compton?
She's from
Oh,
Compton.
you're from Compton. Oh.
So
I thought she was repping the city.
No,
Straight out of Compton.
she's constantly here, so
That's what's up.
That's
what's
up.
I think she loved the DMV area. Do you love the DMV area?
It's addictive.
Huh, man?
Yeah.
We one of
still
a kind. Do you like being in the DMV area?
The times I've been out there, it's been cold for sure.
You said the cold.
That it definitely was. I could do without that. But the people that songs that I just sing, I got introduced to go-go music, when I was out there, and I kind of like this. So I definitely like the DMV area, definitely.
So you guys don't really have go-go music over there yet?
I think the butt made it that far.
What?
The butt made it that far. I heard the butt.
I got here, and I was go-go. That's all my management plays is go-go, go-go, go-go.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Maybe she could put a little go-go in her song. You never know.
We
Yeah,
got
we
one.
gotta get Big
She
G
has
or
one already.
something.
She
Back
has
y'all
one.
band.
She has one.
She has a song with go-go
Yeah,
in
I'm
it.
gonna play it. So what made you want to audition for the Bad Girls Club?
I didn't. I never auditioned for it. Production came to me. I had auditioned for another show a day and a half previous to it, and then they came to me with this opportunity, and I was just like, sure, why not? It was an opportunity to get my music off the ground, but at first I wasn't too excited about it. I was 26. I just felt like I was too old for it, and then I just felt like I knew TV wasn't made for girls like me. It was obvious, TV is not made for real women like me. It's just not set up for that.
Mm-mm.
But I decided to go against the grain and try it. And it wasn't for me, but hey, at least I tried it.
Oh, okay. All right. Y'all got any more?
Do you have any songs do you want our listeners to listen out for?
Yes, well, right now, again, I have my song, I think, "Paying for the Money," which is out on, iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, Amazon, Google Play, whatever you stream music off of, it is definitely there. And, I can't tell them what's next. I just know there's something dropping right after this. Go where I can put the money out for a little bit, and then after that, it's just going to get after it.
Okay. Are you performing it tonight, or you just hosting?
I am definitely performing it again at halftime tonight. I will be performing "Came for the Money" and a new little special song, got a new little treat, and yeah.
Is that the halftime in Clinton?
Which halftime?
H
The one on H Street.
Yeah, it's like
That's Hideaway in Clinton.
Oh, that's Hideaway.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for the call.
You're welcome. Oh, I just want to say to everybody again, you can go follow me on Instagram at The Real Key Marie. Again, my Twitter is The Real Key Marie. And yeah, so make sure you guys will follow me, keep up with me, and again, come out tonight, halftime.
Are you gonna follow me back? Cause I don't like following people. Y'all stars don't be trying to follow us back.
Oh, listen, and I follow you back. If you post, I need some excitement on my timeline anyway. You gotta slide in my DMs to get a follow back.
All right, boo.
You.
All right, so I see you tonight at halftime.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right, boo. All right, y'all. So now I'm gonna let y'all hear a song.
How about both?
Yeah.
Let's do both. The DC and the Compton version.
Came for the money, came for the money. I came for the money, came for the money. Don't say shit if you ain't got it for me. I just want the money, money. I just want the money, money. I just want the money, money. Don't say shit if you ain't got it for me. I just want it all, a little ain't enough. Said I'm taking over and they thought it was a bluff. Now they see what's up, got their head in my butt. A lot of bitches talking shit, but they ain't running up. Am I worried about a bitch? Hell no. They all make me giggle, no Elmo. They taking shots in my head, but y'all out of ammo. I tell a bitch line it up like tic-tac-toe. Stevie to the bullshit, Chris with the beatings. You could be Rihanna since you say you really need it. Been sipping on that Remy, so you know I feel conceited. If you ain't about that life, get on your Michael, bitch, beat it. Came for the money, came for the money. I came for the money, came for the money. I came for the money, came for the money. Don't say shit if you ain't got it for me. I just want the money, money. I just want the money, money. I just want the money, money. Don't say shit if you ain't got it for me. 20s started getting 50s. Hundreds came, it was all about them Benjis. Now I need stacks, grinding I stack. Feeling myself, cause you other hoes whack. All you bitches talking shit, I don't really give a fuck. I be chilling in the cut, minding my business, stacking bucks. You bitter, why you mad? Pipe down, get a bag. I swear you hoes said hating no shit you never had. Well, they really do that at everywhere on my back. Well, if that shit is popping, then I guess I gotta pass. Solid ass bitch out of CPT. Get my grind from the streets, 10 toes deep. Sis, you ain't got no dough. Yelling gang gang, but you still won't bang though. Folded and bended for these niggas like you play though. You should fucking kill it, I can leave you to the face. So say yo, I came for the money, came for the money. Came for the money, came for the money. I came for the money, came for the money. Don't say shit if you ain't got it for me. I just want the money, money. I just want the money, money. I just want the money, money.
You look at my
Don't say
every day. I tell my relationship.
a big bank take little bank. Ain't talking about no piggy bank. I'm a shark in this fish tank. Damn. All gas straight full tank. A big bank take little bank. Ain't talking about no piggy bank. I'm a shark in this fish tank. All gas straight full tank. I came for the money, came for the money. Came for the money, came for the money. I came for the money, came for the money. Don't say shit if you ain't got it for me. I just want the money, money. I just want the money, money. I just want the money, money. Don't say shit if you ain't got it for me.
All that shit. From DC to the ATL. 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 Don't say shit if you ain't got it for me.
I came for the money, came for the money. I came for the money, came for the money. I came for the money, came for the money. Don't say shit if you ain't got it for me. I just want the money, money.
All right, y'all. Yeah, that's her new jump. That's the go-go version
Kind
of
of
it.
nice. Not bad for somebody that's not from here.
Yeah, she cranked
with the
she did that.
With the good old mature clientele band. It was pretty nice.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna take a little break and we be right back.
That boy Cassius. Zaytoven.
Cause everything looks cool when it's moving slow-mo. I like fast cash, I can't do it slow-mo. And you gon' get this work till I can't do it no more. Keep it clean, yeah. I want you to do it like you mean it. Walking like the baddest on the scene, yeah. In slow-mo. Ooh, I love your body, can you move it slow-mo? You know the freaks come out at night, just keep it on the low-low. Do it on the camera, this right here for promo. My party be cranking like we at the go-go. Dancing for me, yeah. In slow-mo, cause everything looks cooler when it's moving slow-mo. Yeah, shades on in the night, I'm gonna do you right. The haters wanna fight, cause they don't have a life. Keep it clean, this feels like a dream. Like you stole it slow motion from me, shawty, shawty. Ooh, I love your body, can you move it slow-mo? Cause everything looks cooler when it's moving slow-mo. I like fast cash, I can do it slow-mo. And you gon' get this work till I can't do it no more. Yeah. Keep it clean, this feels like a dream. She all about the green. Don't drive it like you stole it slow motion. Shawty, shawty, ooh, I love your body, can you move it slow-mo? Cause everything looks cooler when it's moving slow-mo. I like fast cash, I can't do it slow-mo. And you gon' get this work till I can't do it no more. Keep it clean, yeah. I want you to do it like you mean it. Walking like the baddest on the scene, yeah. In slow-mo, ooh, I love your body, can you move it slow-mo?
I cheated on him. It was more than a hustle. Well, listen, in all honesty, I left out something. I cheated on him. It was more than a hustling. All types of females come along when you arm it. Most of the time, I kept the whole rip jumping. So most nights at the shop closed, I'm on the club scene. Sexy mommies in my grill and they all mean. All clean, dime pieces, baby, no flaws. All love, peace, fun, and baby, no war. All due respect, I ain't know what she needed to know for. At times the bad man type she seemed to go for. I'm sorry if I hurt you, never knew the pain felt. But when she struck back, she always hit below the belt. So when we broke it off, I was the one who lost. The closest friend I ever had, I guess that was the cost. Just know you'll always have a piece of my heart. I should've never chose the streets from the start. But hey, crazy.
And I done gave you all I had. Sometimes I feel I can chase it, don't do that bad. And sometimes I feel so crazy. And I done gave you all I had. Sometimes I feel I can chase it, don't do that bad. I know.
Boy, I think black in trouble. Dying for a piece of that bubble. Had nothing but triple S thoughts, no, not subtle. I know I'm higher than the space shuttle. But girl, so slim, thick, make your boy want cuddle. And now I'm trying to make it a double. Where your girl at? Tell her we can all get in a huddle. I'm trying to make y'all leave a all over the bed, now I lick it to the floor. She's cool, Johnny gon' slip a little more. Lit, now shorty try and go. And she look back, shots say she heard a little more. I'm a drink sipper, yeah, I'm a tipper. 5 for the liquor and talk shit to them scrippers. Like a slave master, yeah, I'm a whipper. And before you know it, she was fucking with my zipper. Crazy.
And I done gave you all I had. Sometimes nothing more. When you out here chasing them that bad. And sometimes I can know so crazy. And I done gave you all I had. Sometimes nothing more. When you out here chasing them that bad. I know.
She say it's something about me. She love all the toys, but come ain't no fun without me. She say all the boys tell her they meant for one another, but all of that noise go in one ear, not the other. She say they be tricking and try and get her undercover, but they go home with a dry duke in the same room. She say she roll with me cause she love a real brother. I said she roll with a G, so keep it pushing, lover. We like George and Weezy, we like Martin and Gina. I ain't Ike, I make the cake, I don't give it to Tina. I keep her riding shotgun like she my little Nina. She glowing cause I make her come like I got a subpoena. Baby, I could pick you out in the crowded arena, but sometimes I gotta float like I'm at the marina. But you gotta know whenever I roll, I'm coming back with something that we can fold. And sometimes I can be so crazy.
And I done gave you all I had. Sometimes nothing more. When you out here chasing them that bad. And sometimes I can go so crazy. And I done gave you all I had. Sometimes nothing more. When you out here chasing them that bad.
You're now tuned back into the Pandora Word Box Show. Did you say Pandora and the Side Chicks?
Yeah. Got Pandora and the Side Chicks in here. Follow us on Instagram.
Look, you can't be first, Candy. You can't. It can't be no number one.
Lord, we live in Polly over here.
Oh, Lord,
I saw the episode last night, y'all. Seen the episode.
I haven't watched it.
I
haven't watched it.
I can't watch this.
Hashtag that's it.
Hashtag timeless.
Yes. So are we going into Just Ice a little bit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just the cold truth.
The cold truth from Phoenix. Everybody be like, oh Lord. Like,
give it to him raw.
But
like
I said, the cold truth is really hard to deal with, you know, at times, and it has to be said. You know, sometimes you get put into situations where you can sit back and look, not talk, but look and listen, evaluate things, and then speak it into existence. For my listeners, I just got home. Yay! Yes,
she
I
gonna
did.
stay home.
I'm staying home now. I did 4 months in a county jail, which was very humbling. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't take it back, you know, because I learned about myself being in there as a woman, and a strong woman at that. Some of us have special lights, and we have haters, always, but we need to learn how to let our light shine so bright that it oversees the darkness. With it being Women's Month, the cold truth I want to talk on right now is a lot of these women's self-esteem. I'm not no weak woman. I'm a very strong woman. But I love hard. And when you love hard, it can hurt you.
Yes, it can.
It can hurt you. So, with that being said, my biggest, and I'm going to wrap this up with the word of inspiration. I learned when I sat down that, especially when you're in jail, you don't have nobody but God. Real talk. You don't have friends. You don't have family. You don't have your kids around. It's just you and pretty much God. Or you could fall into that cliquey type thing with other men and females and so on and so forth. But if you're smart, you'll take yourself aside, sit back, analyze things. And as a strong woman, I realize that, number one, I don't need sex to drive me. And I think a lot of us, we are emotional beings as females.
Yes.
And when we go to lay down with a man, we don't realize that we are having a certain attachment to him. Men, on the other hand, they look at it differently. You know, hit it and go, so on and so forth. But every time you lay down with somebody, you give a piece of your soul away. So with that being said, I'm tired of giving my soul away. I'm tired of seeing my sisters broke. You feel me? I heard this one woman tell me yesterday. Her, first of all, the man she was dealing with was in the closet. Number one.
Open the door.
Okay. And she's a strong black woman. You feel me? And if it's one thing, don't get me wrong, I'm not discriminating on any homosexuals, but I'm a God-fearing woman. And as for me and my house,
we serve the Lord.
We serve the Lord. And I had dipped and dabbed in that, but thank God he snatched me back. So do I believe in man-on-man activity? No, I don't. And that's my freedom of speech, and I can say that. I have nothing against you personally. You feel me? But when I see a strong black sister that done held a man down, and then she gotta watch this man wearing gel polish on his nails. Gel. Gel.
Gel.
Not acrylic, but gel.
No, but gel, boo. He got
top
the
of the line.
Gel polish.
Top of the line. Not even the clear.
Okay.
He got the color.
You feel me?
Color
And
nails.
this same woman sat there and said, I miss my whatever. He took I need my soul back. Boo, you got your soul.
Amen.
You got your soul. It's for you to find who you are. Because until you could love yourself,
that's right.
Can't nobody love you. You feel me? And it's all a facade.
Do you follow Will Smith on Instagram?
Oh, him and Jada was just talking about the love.
He was just talking about that. He was like, he told his wife, he's done trying to make her happy.
That's right.
Yeah.
And he was like, you can only make yourself happy.
Hello.
But she told him that.
Yeah.
He said, you can only make yourself happy.
Real talk.
Yeah, they had a conversation
when we
about
can make,
love.
when we're happy with ourselves and we love ourselves,
And
then
we
we can
make
make
each
each
other
other happy
happy.
and love each other.
Beautiful.
I was like, okay, Will.
I love their relationship.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Open and all.
Well,
go back that portion of it. They can have that.
We'll go back with that
I mean,
topic later.
if you're gonna be gay, just be gay. Don't be undercover, especially if we're in a relationship. That calls for diseases, and that calls for other things. And just be honest with yourself. If you're gonna be
they've
gay,
been playing.
don't be in the closet. Like,
but they've been playing Trapped in the Closet on Facebook a lot lately. If y'all see the little channels on Facebook, they've been playing Trapped in the Closet a lot. Yes, 1 through 33 been playing.
It's
like,
real.
Oh,
I never even watched that.
Yeah, it's real.
All the way up to the
Like,
midget.
It's a lot of
To the midget.
undercover gay men in the DC, the
And
DMV area.
and I do
I agree
blame
with that.
women because we don't put our foot down enough. Like my mama used to tell me, if you love something enough, let it go. And if it loves you back, it'll come back to you.
True.
But we don't have enough faith in ourselves to let something go. I'm guilty. You feel me? I'm guilty.
We all guilty.
Yeah,
we all guilty.
All guilty.
But as for me and mine now, I want to thank God for that 4-month sit down, because I promise you, baby, I love my God first, and then I love myself, and all other things will fall in accordance. Because what I don't do is I dead drama. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want it to mess my vibes up. And vibes is real. You feel me? You got one negative wife because she's in a bad situation. She gonna go to you in your happy situation and try to make you miserable. Unless you did that. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, it goes right back to what I'm saying with this month. I want to really emphasize is women's self-worth.
Yes, because it's Women's Month.
Yes. I'm talking about we want to do a Mommies and Mimosas, Boss Lady Society is about to come up.
Yes.
Like, we are really about to crack into this community more, especially with us black women. We got to stick together, y'all. We got to. We don't have to fight all the time. You can watch your mouth. And that's another thing. The cussing. You know, I used to cuss like a sailor.
But no, what? As we got grown and more mature, you know how they say women just look ugly cussing?
Yes.
If you look at
yes.
they do. We do. We look real
yes,
ugly.
You do.
Real.
You know?
Real
and that
ugly.
just comes from you slowing down and thinking about what you about to say before you say it. You feel me? And not everything calls you to go all rah-rah. So, I'm going to end this note with ladies, this is Phoenix. I love my sisters. I love my daughters. I love my mothers. We all need to band together to continue to make this world a better place. And a lot of, we're broken. We're broken. And I think that's where a lot of the homosexuality is coming in. To be honest with you.
Yes.
So, cold truth, you might not like it. I don't care, but
but that's still the cold truth.
But you gonna listen to it because you need
truth.
this feeding. And I'm not gonna say nothing to hurt you. And majority of the things that I'm gonna bring to you, I bring from experience. So
that's what's up. That's the cold truth.
Yeah.
Well, speaking on being broken and homosexuality and everything we just talked about brings me to my question: why is it so hard dating in the DMV?
Everybody got 3 girlfriends or 3 boyfriends.
Well, so I asked one of my gentleman friends, I asked him the same question, and he said it's a small world. Everybody knows everybody. It's all about, he did this, I know her, she's this, I hit that, this person a hoe, and all this and all that. So I think that people just listen to other people's opinion about their relationships too much.
Right.
If you care about that person and you know that person ain't out doing, they with you, they ain't out doing whatever somebody else said.
Right.
But most people still do listen to other people.
Judgment.
She been with my man, and then all this and all that.
But me and your man ain't friends, so what
Right.
should it matter? Okay.
But they keep on listening to other people. They gonna miss their blessing, miss out on
Yeah.
a real good woman listening to other people.
Yeah. That's what's up.
don't get your family
Because
involved.
your
in
man
the
might have
relationship.
did something
Yeah.
to make her react that way. So yeah,
Everything has a reaction.
I can't wait.
Every action
talk.
has a reaction.
Till we talk about the side chicks. Oh,
Side chicks.
And that's next week. What you got in your corner?
Well, what's trending now? I mean, I came across this crazy article where this gentleman was supposed to be sentenced to lethal injection, and he was 30 years on death row. Whole time he was an intravenous drug user in his previous, in the past, and pretty much it didn't go through. It got botched because due to his previous health conditions, cancer, and his previous drug usage, they could not find one usable vein.
Shut up!
And they
Are
said
you
the usable
serious?
vein that they had was in
I
his
thought it was
right
the penis, but it wasn't
hand.
penis.
Oh, they tried the penis. They tried the ankles. They tried everything, Father God. But they could not do anything. So it was a botch. So guess what? On the behalf of the state of Alabama, they now have a law to support him. Isn't this crazy? The law states pretty much that he pretty much went through so much pain that this was torture. The federal courts and the governor of Alabama have just invented wrongful execution. That's a new law, y'all. But you also know he's not our color, so but nevertheless. Due to Mr. Ham, they now have that new law in place because he could not be executed because he used to party like a rock star back in the day. But nevertheless, moving forward and moving along, we're gonna talk about my girl Pink. I love Pink. Do anybody else like Pink?
I do.
Yeah, she's so talented. But anywho, she's a little bit weird like me, but she's doing this gender neutral thing with her daughter Willow. She's 6 years old. Have you guys heard about gender neutral?
No.
Okay, well, let me bring you up to speed, lady. Okay, she wants her to be able to make free choices. So whether she wants to dress like a girl or a boy, whatever she identifies as, she can go forth with.
Okay, but in my days with that, it's just like, you're a tomboy. If I wanted to put on some jeans and some tickets, yeah, we just a tomboy.
And I can dress
but,
up.
But look, they took it a little further now. Because the guys can't find no 34s because all the girls got the 34 jeans. Because I can't find none for my boys, you know. And I can,
because they wearing the skinny
jeans. And I can't find no pink shirt because all the guys got
I was just about to say the pink shirt, yo.
Or the shoes.
I'm telling you, growing up, you better not put no pink on no boy.
She said that in her house, they're very labelless. She said they pretty much do what she wants to, like, they can grow up to identify how they want to. She don't want to, she wants them to be free-spirited. So according to her, she said, hey, I have a labelless household. And she said Willa told her that she's going to marry an African woman when she gets older. And she was like, I was like, great. Can you teach me how to make African food? So, like, she's down with it. And, according to her, like, this is normal. She says she still identifies herself. She says every decision I make is a choice because it affects my family. I do bake sales and lemonade stands. I take my kids to school and try to get them there on time. I'm a fucking grown-up now. And it's so weird. But she still identifies herself as a 12-year-old boy. I love you, Pink.
What?
that's
Pink identifies herself as a 12-year-old.
She says, I'm still a 12-year-old boy. So meaning like, hey, whatever you feel comfortable.
I can see her being a tomboy when she was little. I can see her being a tomboy.
But I just think it's a little, I think when children are coming up, I just think that you should let them identify with the sex that they are. So meaning if you are a boy, you are a boy.
You're a boy, David. You are a boy.
What is nothing in between your legs, that's what you are.
That's that rich people
if
shit.
you get older
they
and
bored,
you decide
they
what you want to do, then hey.
Yeah, once you get older, 18,
it's whatever.
And out my house.
That's that rich.
Exactly.
That's that rich.
You can still come for holidays and all that, just not having it in my house.
Pretty much. And last but not least, we have to talk about my girl Jennifer Hudson. She has been labeled as a serial entrepreneur. Shout out to Jennifer Hudson. She's launching her a new skincare product, and it's sold out within 10 minutes. So that's why she's no longer with The Voice. That's what the rumor is. Pretty much she started her own thing. And I mean, hey, she has several businesses from my understanding.
Right.
And they're saying that it's pretty much putting plastic surgeons pretty much out of business almost because they said her skincare products is reducing 10 years off of your aging.
So they're saying it's
really working and it's organic. And it's a growing empire. So that's her new hustle, y'all.
Does her husband still
Which one of us will order it and see what it does?
And it's called Purely Organic.
Purely Organic?
Yes, Purely Organic.
I guess one of us need to order it and see what's really good with Hudson.
Yeah.
Because you know we can't throw shade or put her on blast if we don't know the truth.
Exactly.
Okay. Because I was about to say, does she still have custody of her son?
But Jesus grabbed the wheel.
You start what, but where your child at?
I bring a trending topic. I plead the fifth. Oh, we do have a fifth.
The wine, you know.
Yes.
But know what, y'all? All right,
those are my trending topics.
That's crazy. All right, so in local events, every Monday we have Music Monday down at Pure Lounge, hosted by my bro, Jag Money.
Jag Money.
With DJ Genius. March 15th. Let me make sure I got the right day. I think it's March 15th. Ooh. Okay, so it's March 15th And that's each and every Monday for the Music Mondays. Come on, where is that, nigga? I'm looking up, y'all. Looking it up. March 15th is 20 Bellows' birthday party at Tropicalia.
Cool.
As y'all know, he hasn't been doing any shows or anything lately, so this is the time to come on out. And that's March the 15th. Right, the 15th. I still ain't found it yet. Yeah, here you go. It's in my face. Yes, March the 15th at 8 p.m. 20 Bellows birth celebration. DJ Ruff. We got performances by that's me. Kenilworth Katrina. The Fleet, Lover, Bishop King, Long Sleeve Steve, D Black, Tokyo Crow, Phoenix Amore, of course, Young Bout That, Daynell, Bills, Jet Riley will be in the building, DC King, Trife Gang, and many, many more. Shouts out to Intense Flavors. Yo, Intense Flavors, which is Daynell. He always provides food for me and Bellows indie artist shows or whatever we do. Young, let me tell y'all, at my last event,
This food.
No, but not me. I ain't even getting that to the end. But people, look, Bello was actually performing, and Daynell walked past with the wings, and he forgot his whole line. I was like, damn, y'all, Daynell just got hit.
Yeah.
And he literally, I can't wait for Hood Roach to finish with the video, but that's how good his food is.
Oh.
His wings, his meatballs, everything. Oh my God. So
listen to Greedy.
Our DMV.
Always hungry.
If she
We
said
had
food is good, it has
our
to be
DMV
good.
indie artist, sexy chef is intense.
chef.
Yes, that's what I call him, the sexy chef, because Daynell is sexy.
I
Yes.
know, that's right.
And he red, and he's sure he got the beard. Shout out to Daynell. He probably like Pandora crazy, but yeah. But he's an indie artist and he's a chef.
Okay.
If you have an event, hit him up. If you want like a private Valentine's Day event, he'll cook for you and your spouse. He'll come out, chop,
Nice.
all that stuff.
Okay.
He does everything.
Nice.
So shout out to Daynell for working with the indie artist world.
Look, we're gonna have to have a cooking competition, you know.
Oh yeah, hey Daynell, we got a challenge up here for them meatballs.
Yeah, good old Phoenix.
Them
you know.
meatballs.
Our institute shout out.
But yeah, them the only two events I got so far, y'all. So yeah, next week I'll probably have some more in. Also just got one. Major label showcase hosted by Ciroc Clock and CEO Fly is March the 17th. Hit him up on his page. You know it's always a secret location with him. So that's again Ciroc Clock, March 17th. And that's all the local events I have. Except y'all want to come out the night down halftime and see what's going on down there. But y'all know how I feel about Tony Red, so we ain't gonna go there. So.
Oh, not Mr. 24/7.
24/7. You he killed me with. You heard it here first. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. And y'all know Pandora the one to tell them. No, the hell they didn't. Yeah, you ain't heard it first, but
That's it.
that's dead.
Man.
Yeah. And you know the thing is, you heard it first. I've been playing that since last year, nigga. Right. You know, so. But shout out to them. They doing their thing. Shouts out to CEO Din Din. Shout out to Din Din and them. Shout out to Hood Roach. But yeah, that's all the local events I got right now.
April 1st.
Yes.
I just want to throw it out there. We're having Urban Leaders of Christ Fellowship, which is my ministry, is throwing our first, I guess you would say, ministry launch, and it's going to be an Easter sunrise kind of service thing. We're feeding, single parents, poverty-stricken. If you don't have an Easter meal, come down to River Terrace Park.
River Terrace Park, right off of Benning Road, right there by before you get to the Chateau, or right past the Chateau?
They gonna know what the Chateau
Chateau.
is.
The Chateau,
I know
baby.
what the Chateau.
They gonna change
Chateau
it to yeah. Okay, so right there at that shell, you're gonna make that. If you're coming from Hecker Jamal way, you're gonna make that right. If you're coming from I would say the Senator Minnesota Avenue way, you're gonna make a U-turn and then make that right.
Right.
And you'll see us out there.
We want to do an Easter egg hunt. So if any local businesses or anything want to sponsor us,
Y'all want to sponsor, donate, you can hit Pandora's Love page, or you can hit Phoenix Lindsay's page. Or if you're on the
it's
Pandora
Phoenix Media 777 at Gmail.
Phoenix Media 777
at Gmail.
At gmail.com. If you're on the Pandora Word Box show page, you can inbox and we'll give you the information as well. And but I'm gonna post. I don't want to post your email. You won't get them inboxes.
Well, I got 8 emails, so it don't matter.
Okay.
You know, I got an email for everything.
And I'm about to make a flyer, so the flyer should be up by Monday.
Yes. Oh, and we need we're looking for artists.
Right. Yeah, we need some gospel artists.
Yeah. What we're
or
trying
R&B artists if you got clean music, you know. So yeah.
Exactly. We want like around the avenue, like Lecrae, things like that. Like I said, I want to keep it hip, you know, for the youngsters to know that they can still follow Christ and still be in a hip hop culture. So there's a couple go-go bands out there, you know, that are Christian-based go-go bands and things. So just hit us up. I have 2 or 3 slots open. Also, if there's anyone with spoken word, and yeah, that's.
Why are you looking like that?
Because I ain't.
I
ain't. I isn't.
Yes.
No.
I isn't.
Anybody else?
Well, I'm working on a speed dating mingle happy hour.
Yeah.
For anyone that's single. I know I'm single. You single?
Recently divorced.
Okay.
Happily divorced.
We're four beautiful women sitting here.
That's back in the day.
Yes. We're 4 beautiful women sitting here. Everybody's, I don't know, Pandora looking crazy. But I'm single. And
I'm
we're
single.
all
I'm
looking
single.
for a decent man in the
I'm
DMV area.
single.
Okay, Pandora's single too. So
it's complicated.
It's complicated.
Yes.
I choose that one. It's complicated.
That's the DMV. It's
anybody looking to interested in the speed dating mingle happy hour, hit Candy on Candy Paint 82 at Gmail.
Candy Paint.
Yes. 82 at Gmail. If you really not about no games and really looking for somebody special, hit me up and it's in the works.
Yes. You have an idea yet?
Of what?
Where you want to have it?
Where I want to have it? Not yet.
We need to showcase some of these galleries.
Yeah.
Like I was telling Pandora.
You can't tell it on the air. People steal ideas in the DMV.
Oh.
Ain't that the truth?
We'll talk about that off
But
air
you know
and we'll
what?
give you the
It's cool.
information.
You can steal whatever.
What's the saying?
Her name.
The biggest compliment
vision.
is what? What's that saying? The biggest flattery is copying. Or something like that.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Somebody copied and it was hell for him. He thought it was gonna be easy that night.
That's right.
That's what he get.
They could try it.
He tried it.
Because vision's everything, ladies.
Yes,
if they don't have your vision,
everything.
it doesn't matter.
That's
I can tell
right.
you my idea, but you don't have my thought. You don't know what I'm
I
visualizing.
went to
in
so
this
many
brain.
speed datings and it was so drab and boring and
Granddaddies in there.
and nobody that I would be interested in. First of all,
Yes.
So mine's is gonna be way totally different.
Cool.
And you know we're in DC, so you know it's gonna be a little 420 friendly.
Hello.
Yeah.
I be there with bells on.
I'm be running around.
Hey.
Don't be running around touching butts. If he happy with them, like, no.
I'm a butt watcher, y'all. So I'm not
right
touching,
there.
but I'm a butt
You
watcher.
touch that butt.
If that nigga don't jump, something ain't right.
We trying to look for babe.
Give me a man with a flat
be
butt.
around
That's all I'm
and
saying.
touching
But ain't y'all the ones that just said all this down low in the DMV?
I don't want no man with
All
a
this
butt,
down
y'all.
low in the DMV,
No
we gotta
hips.
check
No
down.
hips.
No people like pegging these days.
Oh my.
You know, I still don't know
Hey,
what that
go
is.
on Pornhub and look up pegging, and you're gonna be out your mind like, whoa.
Well, I had a man tell me before, every guy likes something up there.
No.
Either a tongue or a finger or something.
Some people like animals up those areas, but
The gerbils.
I've
Yeah.
heard about
Gerbils?
that.
I did a show on that before.
Gerbils?
Yeah.
In your ass?
What's
Girl,
it?
they some
Guys
gerbils
that
on
like guys somewhat like gerbils in the
Up
ass,
there,
the way
yeah,
it
the
jiggles
way
and
they-
wiggles
hell
and
no.
Furriness and the jittery.
and it
real
stays in it till
gerbil?
it suffocates. It suffocates in the butt. Oh,
Girl,
yes.
that sounds like an operation.
Yeah, because how you gonna get it out?
That's
It's
inhumane.
Unless he go like.
Ew.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
Just a random
Well,
thought.
that's what the guy told me.
Yes. Look it up.
Yes,
He
people
said
nasty out
they
here,
like
but
it.
teach his
They
own.
just don't know about it yet.
Just
or they
choke
lying
me. I
about
don't
it.
need none of that extra shit.
I don't need
Okay,
Oh
just
my
choke me.
Jesus.
Just choke me. I
Nah.
don't want you to put no durable up nothing.
They don't understand the drilling. The
Girl.
drilling when you
It's
get
okay.
choked. Oh my God.
Choking is okay,
I
but when you
love
start that
choking.
extra stuff, baby,
I love.
we not putting
I love
animals up
it.
there.
We're not playing with animals, baby.
it.
I like the cat out the room. Like,
Okay,
yo,
come on,
hey.
Come on. Be putting pictures down like, Mama, you don't need to see this.
What?
I thought I was the only one. You like this? You look over your mother's face like,
Hello? You got that family portrait, you like, oh, no.
Mama knows.
Oh, man. Get the sheet real quick. Lord have
I
mercy.
ain't never heard no shit like that in my life. A damn gerbil up your butt.
yeah,
Girl,
look it
I
up.
read it
Look
all.
it
See?
I
up.
ain't never heard.
They should go to
nothing
jail.
like that in my.
That should be cruelty to animals.
Yeah.
That should
That's
be.
not right.
'Cause they just
That should be
suffocating up in your
inhumane.
little stinky butt.
Like he did not choose to die that
Was
way.
it? What
Yeah.
color was these?
He wanted a
people?
mouthful
You know
of.
what color girl?
Oh.
The same one who created the Alabama new law to dodge execution. But they say they gonna still
But
execute
did
us
y'all,
behind though.
what you was telling me about the pedophiles? Like,
Oh,
I heard
yes.
that is
Pedophilia.
big.
Yes.
Pedophilia.
That
They
But we're gonna
create
talk about
thing.
next. We want to talk about that
We
next
wanna
week because
talk
I want
about-
you to give the whole scoop on
Yeah.
that. They're trying to make that legal.
yeah.
I can't report on that because I'm gonna tell you right now.
I
stuff
want
like
you to
that
because you're gonna get
makes
in your
me-
feelings. And
Yes, you
you're gonna
don't
express it
know
and-
because
See, bring the chair back.
Yo, like they say, there's two things you don't like in jail: is a child abuser,
Yeah.
or woman abuser, and you can get it. Yo,
Hello.
shawty, let you look one way at any of my children. Oh, I'm going to jail for a very long time.
I'm gone too.
Very, very long.
We got girls.
Huh, man.
We got girls.
But hold on.
I got girls
The crazy-
and
I was about to
granddaughter.
say that.
Baby, these boys
I was
under
about
time.
to say that.
Yeah,
They be on the boys more than the girls now. It
Sure
seems like
do.
Yeah.
that's dead.
Yeah, because now
You gonna be dead.
The female.
So
Mess
next
with me.
week we're gonna talk about the pedophilia
Yeah.
and how we're talking about the dolls, how they're creating dolls, child-sized
I can't-
dolls
I
for
can't.
these people.
That is crazy.
They're replicating the child sex
No.
dolls.
It's already bad enough they
It's
have the sex
already
dolls
in
that got
there.
more body than
No.
women.
Already out.
But now you have children sex dolls. That's kind of
to prevent
Crazy.
pedophiles from going
That's
to
not
get
preventing
real
nothing.
children.
That's encouraging it.
That's what I said.
Oh my.
You know what?
It's a word.
I can't say on air what I felt. But that is crazy.
Can we get the distributor of this sex doll up here so I
Yeah.
can smack him in the face?
How about we need his address?
Huh, man.
Right.
And I don't mean his company address. That's crazy.
Right, because I feel
It
with
makes you
the
wanna
with the
do
sex doll, if he doing all that with the doll, that's only gonna make him want to go
Make
out there
him wanna
and
do
want
the
to do it to
real
a real
thing.
person.
Right, right.
No.
But
Psychology wise, like
Yeah.
ooh,
that. Come on now, you working with a monster,
Mm.
and it makes you wonder about the person who made the doll. Where was his mind at?
That's what I'm
Was he
saying.
an undercover?
That's what I'm saying.
Come on now, these ideas
The
came from
creator-
but
somewhere.
they're saying that they just a little bit into it, y'all, that they want to be taken off the pedophile list
No,
No.
because they didn't actually
No, don't matter.
do it to no. you know.
But you thinking about it. No.
They thought about it. They touched and felt but never penetrated.
No, you still thinking about it. No,
them are the pedophiles that touched and felt but never penetrated.
Yeah. How about that?
Hashtag
come to the south side. Come to the south side. But I can't say that. I can't say that because if you look in your area, there's a lot of people in the south side on that list. But we're gonna talk about that next week because it's different ways people can get on that list.
Okay,
it is.
Yeah, that is
you got your pros and your cons.
Okay, you're right.
Because we have these young girls going to these clubs like they grown ass women, lying about their age, and most people figure if you in the club, they ID'd me, so they ID'd you.
Okay.
So
and there's a lot of people that's like the man is 19 and the girl is 17, and that's still statutory.
But I feel a certain way when you a certain age and your mother allowed a grown ass man in the house.
I feel some way about that.
I feel some way about these parents letting that go on.
I've seen it.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
I've seen a 13-year-old with a 40-year-old man.
Ew. Damn, I ain't been that old. That nigga
gross.
What? That's grand. That's my 40. Ew. When I was that age, I ain't thinking on
I was still playing kickball and playing touch football with my brothers.
But I mean, so we're gonna talk about that. The mother allowing it to happen.
Okay. Y'all just, I'm gonna have to take me some cool down medicine.
Clonopin.
I'm gonna have to take me something before I come up in this joint next week because I get hot and heavy on stuff like that. That's dead. I got too many kids. Well, I got 4 kids, but I got technically 8 kids because they my brother kids too. I let them. Shout out to the babies.
Yes, my 3 babies.
But nah, it's all about the kids, yo. And I can't. You know, that's why I had to lead a parenting class when I was in jail, yo. I was sitting there around the table listening to these women selling their kids for crack, prostituting their kids for crack.
That's crazy.
Like, I had to literally tell the CO, yo, come get me. Because I'm about to come across the table on this woman and literally, like, yoke you.
Yeah.
It's,
And the damage that they do to the children, you know, when they get older. Because they think it's okay.
Yeah.
And I've seen that so often. Like, they get to the point where they think, okay, my mother sold me for that or whatever.
Right.
So when they're dealing with a man, they accept it anyway.
Right.
So it's like charity begins at home. You know, behavior's taught. You know? So we definitely, that pisses me off.
Like I said earlier, it's all a circle. A lot of times you have the grandma, the mom, the daughter. You feel me? It's generations of an iniquity that needs to be stopped somehow. You feel me? And I'm just like, there's certain things I think, well, I can't even say it's just like in the black or white community because I was locked up with both.
It's both. It is both.
Yeah, real talk.
It's like generational curses.
Yeah. And this opioid epidemic is not helping. It is not helping.
K2, all that.
They doing
crazy
too much.
shit.
And now they doing
off
stuff.
the
Salt and
chain
pepper.
and
I'm like,
shit.
Girl, I seen them smoke pepper
I
in
seen
jail.
somebody off the salt and pepper. This dude literally thought he had a female on top of him, and he was talking to himself. And if you think a woman's on top of you, and you off the salt and pepper, and nobody is here, so you are hallucinating. Come on now. Then you started. No, that's crazy.
I've seen it.
They love that salt and pepper. You can just go outside of any McDonald's in DC. You see somebody with salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper.
I know that
And that
K2
stuff
crazy.
stinks so bad.
K2 is not for human consumption.
Say it clear as day.
Potpourri.
It's potpourri. You put it in the thing and burn it and post it.
Well, you're asking to die.
Your house.
It's crazy. I can't smoke no stuff like that now. If it comes with Kush or sour diesel, those types of things.
Bubblegum.
Afghani. Bin Laden. Then we can talk. But all this other stuff, we can't.
That's dead.
It's dead.
That's always.
And then they be all. I can't tell the difference between them and the dope fiends.
Yeah,
they be stuck.
Or
they
the
don't. But they know they like the dope fiends.
Or the
$3
water
a
fiends.
J.
Or the water fiends.
Or the water fiends.
fiends.
They think they got stuff on them and stuff.
Yeah.
They make it affordable.
But the dope fiends, they don't fall. Them K2, I done seen them fall.
Them dope fiends got it down.
Man, they be surfing.
Look, DC taught them well. Mannequin challenge.
Go around
Pandora, you got
and
this?
shit all the time. Yep.
Yes.
Freeze.
I'm trying to tell you. Hashtag timeless.
Be in the middle of a conversation and just
be like, girl, you know that was good.
Right.
Be like, I smell like talking to you.
Huh. They gave me this Narcan stuff or whatever. It's supposed to be where it helps them with overdoses.
Okay.
Or
Oh, that
whatever.
stuff.
Yeah. And I was just, like I said, no offense to nobody. But when that lady handed me that Narcan thing, I said, what's this for? She was like, you know, in case you ever I said, first of all, you can't overdose off weed.
Hello. Preach.
Right?
Say it again.
You cannot overdose off of weed.
15,
Now, with
20
that
days
being
don't matter.
said, I don't associate now, and you know what I'm saying, with people where I might need to spray something up their nose.
Hello.
I'm just saying, 33 years and not never. So you're wasting your time over here.
Hello.
You're wasting your time, and I think we definitely need to address
And getting back to the mental health, the drugs.
Yes, it's causing psychosis.
It is. Because you couldn't find somebody that's perfectly fine. Once they get on that K2 or that water, they
done.
They gone.
Oh man, that
Gone.
stick is something vicious.
Remember when it first came out, the man somewhere was under the bridge eating a lady body? Or
Yeah.
That's
Oh, the
bath
fake little
salts.
zombie stuff.
That's
Yeah.
bath
That
salts.
was bath salt?
Yeah, that was bath salts. Bath salts.
He was still eating her.
It makes you wonder.
Yeah, real talk.
All these zombie stuff we
Yeah.
watching nowadays. Like,
I think it's all government.
let me find out,
It
brother.
is.
Y'all, what y'all
It's
doing?
all government conspiracy. Okay, so, all right, so it's time for us to go. So, anyway, we'll talk about that next week, but you got to realize the world is overpopulated and they're
Yes.
using anything in any way they can to get rid of y'all. So, open up your mind, absorb some positive energy, and get it right.
Put down the phone sometimes, people.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I did 4 months with no social media and was fine. I got home and was stuck on the couch for 4 hours, flipping through Facebook. Okay? Go outside. Engage with people.
Yes.
There's a
I'm going
world
outside, but I'm taking my
outside.
A big
phone
one.
with me.
Hello?
No, I'm going outside. I'm taking my phone.
And act off of purpose. You have to, I mean, that's the main thing. What's the point of living if you're really not living?
I'm telling you.
So,
Yes,
I
yes.
act off
I've
of
been in
purpose.
that state. Oh, my God.
So, I mean, I'm definitely
Drama
living.
free.
For sure.
Yes, yes.
That's it.
Okay?
Get all the negative
Huh,
vibes
man.
away from you.
Yes.
got
See a
time for
difference.
Ain't got time for it.
All right, so we want to thank y'all for tuning in to the
Thank
Pandora
you.
Word Box
Thanks,
Show.
guys.
PP 2.0. The new edition. Ugh.
Remix.
Pandora Love.
Phoenix.
Miss Candy.
And your girl, Marilyn Monroe. I said Marilyn Monroe like a one time prior.
right.
Bye, y'all.
Yes.
Keep it locked. You're listening to the Pandora Word Box Show on WinDC Radio.
Every day I wake up, I think the man in a hustle. Every day I wake up, I think the man in a hustle. If you don't have the same passion, don't bring him into your circle. Same nigga you pass the dog to, same nigga that's gonna murk ya. Every day I wake up, I think the man in a hustle. Every day I wake up, I think the man in a hustle. If you don't have the same passion, don't bring him into your circle. Same nigga you pass the dog to, same nigga that's gonna murk you. I'm tired of nickel and diamond, I wanna see hundreds on hundreds. I'm tired of losing so-called friends, I need niggas 100. Need a bad bitch with a backbone that's gonna stick with me. Shout out my nigga Marco, we all about our fucking riches. God is my witness, I'm on a mission, man, I get it. Lost my mind with the bag the first time, when I got it, I spent it. I was a young nigga with a hard dick, should invest in my business. In my mind at the time I was losing it, man, my passion was finished. Had a bad bitch steal my heart, so I guess I cheated on the game. Did some foul shit to me, now I recognize I had to make a change. Feel sorry for the next one, cause I ain't gon' never be for the games. Want me to fall in love, bitch, I can't. I fell in love with the fucking bank. They say the money, the root of evil, but living like broke, it don't help you either. I don't need no one, I can go without them. Taking care of myself is my only problem. Rolling the OG, I burn the smoke. I just bust a jug, then I roll. Conversating ain't no conversation, make it y'all, they don't partake in none of those. Every day I wake up, I think the man done a hustle. Every day I wake up, I think the man done a hustle. If you don't have the same passion, don't bring him into your circle. Same nigga you pass the dog to, same nigga that's gonna murk ya. Every day I wake up, I think the man done a hustle. Every day I wake up, I think the man done a hustle. If you don't have the same passion, don't bring him into your circle. Same nigga you pass the dog to, same nigga that's gonna murk ya. You already know my motto, I'm gonna get it regardless. Watch me get it. A lot of you artists are starving, your IG only thing popping. Still paying for shows, making other niggas profits. A lot of you niggas is dead to me. Let me deliver they fucking coffins. Boss up, don't wanna pay me, you get tossed up. Best I need best, I'ma floss up. We don't do no fake truths, that's that false stuff. I'm from another fucking cloth, bro. I'm a 90s baby, raised by the crazy 80s when the crack was really crazy, when they really getting paper. Now I'm really fuck you, baby. From the city, that's the way they made me. Hundred the real, don't do fugazi. Trust my enemies more than my friends. Cause niggas out here, man, they really shake. I know niggas out here nervous. Make sure they don't know me on purpose. Put my hand out, I make sure I curve it. Say nigga be plotting to murder. My loyalty thick, I don't fuck around. Never keep me, never let me down. My man got bagged the other day. That's the way he get it, not a sound. That's why I stick and I move on. Don't stay on one spot for too long. Got rid of the flunkies, my team strong. I'ma do it for us this whole long. Every day I wake up, I think the man done a hustle. Every day I wake up, I think the man done a hustle. If you don't have the same passion, don't bring him into your circle. Same nigga you pass the dog to, same nigga that's gonna murk ya. Every day I wake up, I think the man done a hustle. Every day I wake up, I think the man done a hustle. If you don't have the same passion, don't bring him into your circle. Same nigga you pass the dog to, same nigga that's gonna murk ya.